Hey everybody! I had another fun idea. This will be another spin the wheel. So 2 in a row. When I was doing my video last time of the different characters I thought would be cool for POVs, I had another cool idea about some characters I would love to see in art. I want to clarify for this video that when I'm talking about the art, I'm talking about the art from Joy Ang, Call Me Loyal, but I really prefer her art to the graphic novel art. So anytime I'm saying I want a picture of a character, I'm not saying I want the graphic novel. What I really think is missing in Wings of Fire is some really nice art pieces. The book covers are spectacular, and I really would love more of it. Some of the characters are so interestingly described that I love to know how they actually are supposed to look. As someone who draws a lot of these characters, I really would love some better idea how some of them look. Some of them we only have one dragon from each tribe done, so having some variety there would be amazing. Now, because I'm an artist, I also realize that this would probably take forever if Joy Ang was the one to do it. So I would honestly wait 5 years for this project to be done. But I would love to see it. I would literally wait 5 years. What I'm thinking of is Warrior Cats, if you're in that fandom, has a booklet called The Ultimate Guide, where a lot of the characters that didn't necessarily get a book cover, or maybe one day did but didn't right away, ended up in a nice little comprised booklet of a lot of POV, a lot of non-POV characters. Also, some POV characters were in there too, but a lot of characters that didn't have POVs ended up in the book. For instance, Broken Star we don't actually have art of, we don't have real art of Sharpclaw, but they're all in the book so we know what they look like. Some of them are inaccurate, like the Crowfeather in that book, but many of them are beautiful, and I really love that booklet even now. There's also short little descriptions about them, but you could cut that out and I'd still buy the book with just the art in it. What I'm saying is I think Wings of Fire should have a booklet like that. A book with different art pieces that Joy Ang has done, kind of like the book covers, with either scenes or the characters themselves that are not POV characters that have gotten their own book covers right now, or secondary characters that got a piece on, say, the back of a book. I think that would be super cool. So anyway, I'm going to go through kind of like I did the POVs for book ideas, and just go through characters I think would be really cool to see art of in a book like this if it theoretically could exist. I'm not saying it will. I understand something like this would take a long time, trust me, but I just think this is a cool idea, so humor me. Mudwings. We only have one Mudwing piece, a dragonette, and I really would love some more. We'll probably get another Mudwing sometime, sure. I hope it's Sora, personally, but it'd probably be Umber, if I have to guess. Maybe both, who knows, maybe we'll get like a 2-for-1, kind of like Anemone and Turtle, but not fighting, who knows. Anyway, one I'd love to see is Moorhen, and you can put that with whatever scene, or just one of them, but not on a ref base, obviously. I want to know what she's supposed to look like in some kind of moving scene. I think would be lovely. Some action piece. I'd love to see that. Crocodile is the other Mudwing I'd love to see art of. I know she doesn't show up for long, but she's got this neat scar described on her snout that I'd love to, just see how that's portrayed. I've seen how other people have drawn her, and I'm just curious to see how she's supposed to look, according to what the books would say. All of Clay's siblings. I'd love to see any one of them in a piece, or all of them together in a piece. I would also like that. And, well, I guess I should save Chameleon for later, technically. But I'd really like to see all of Chameleon's forms, including Bog. I just wrote him down under Mudwings, because Bog is there. But I'd like to see all of Chameleon's forms, that at least the ones that we know of, together in some kind of composition from Joy Ang. That would just be cool. I'd also love it too if if you could still tell it was kind of Chameleon underneath. That's how I tend to draw Chameleon's forms, is I kind of take some of those Rainwing kind of characteristics and try to translate them subtly onto the design. So I think that would be super cool. And I'd also like a piece of Asha. I think that would be neat. But anyway, those are some Mudwings I'd love to see art of if we could have a theoretical Wings of Fire Ultimate Guide. Some Seawings. Orca. I think Orca would be really interesting to see art of because she is drawn so differently. Some people think she's black and white. I don't think she is, because that's not a Seawing color, but then again, who knows? Pink is also not a Seawing color, but Anemone is pink. Maybe she was. I don't think it's ever stated what color she is. I know in the graphic novel she's green, and like a dark green color. That's probably accurate, and she was carved, she carved her likeness, I guess, in a dark green marble statue. I don't know what color she is, but I would love to see how Joying draws her. I would love it. I also think it'd be cool if there could be some kind of piece of her maybe like doing magic or something. Because I've always been interested in what that would, look like on a dragon. Like, is there little sparkles or something? Like, it'd be interesting. I don't take it there is, as you can do it pretty discreetly, but I just think it'd be cool. Like a piece maybe where she's doing like a spell. That would be neat. Coral. Queen Coral. I want to see her on a piece maybe with Auklet. I think Auklet would probably have her own book one day. And we've got quite a few Seawing characters art. Between Tsunami Turtle and Anemone. But either Coral with another piece of Anemone or Auklet, even though I think Auklet could get her own book. But Coral, I would love to see what she looks like, Queen Coral. Gil, and this is the Gil I don't want to see Gil, just his little pea green colored self normally. I want to have, I'd love to see how, I'd love a piece of him in Scarlet's arena. Yes, that would probably be gross, but I really want to see that so much. That part of Gil interests me a lot. So I'd love to see that. The other one I'd like to see is Nautilus, because he's noted to have these funky little black spirally patterns on him, which then I do sometimes go, well, maybe Orca is black and white, who knows? But I'd like to see how she draws Nautilus. And Whirlpool. I think Whirlpool would be a neat one to see what he looks like. He's kind of noted to have different features about him, not color-wise, but like body shapes. So I'd be interested to see how she draws him. Indigo. Indigo, as I know, is I think the only purplish Seawing ever. And I'd love to see that. And Albatross. And yes, I know a lot of people tried to tell me Albatross is a hybrid, but that's never been stated in the books once. So Albatross, in my eyes, is a purebred Seawing. And I'd love to know what he looks like. If he is indeed a hybrid, which I don't buy because it's never stated once, and I don't know how the queens would have kept that hidden and how he could still live underwater like a normal Seawing. But, in my opinion, he's a full Seawing, but that could be a video later on. But I would love to see how Albatross looks regardless. I think he'd be interesting. Especially maybe when he went evil. That'd be kind of cool. Just to see what he looks like then. Rainwings. Yeah, Rainwings changed their colors a lot, but Gloria had a really pretty cover. And I think there's a few Rainwings I'd love to see. Kinkajou and Tamarin, I think, are two. Not Kinkajou because she's like a popular character or anything, but she's said to have really pretty colors, and people draw her really pretty, and I'd like to see what she looks like. I think that'd be neat. Tamarin, because she's blind, and she's noted to have several scars on her, which I actually didn't do in my art piece. I just couldn't bear to do it on her for some reason, but either way. I think Tamarin would be cool. And then Anaconda is the only other one on that list. Queen Anaconda, the ancient queen. I'd love to see what an ancient, real royal Rainwing queen looked like. Sometimes I see cool art for her, but it's rare. So I'd really love to see what she would have looked like. And then we have Nightwings, which we only, despite all the POVs, we really only have two pure Nightwings, Starflight and Moon. And I actually don't like Moon's cover all that much. It's probably my least favorite piece out of them all. She just looks at an awkward angle to me. But either way, some Nightwings I would like to see are Fate Speaker, because Fate Speaker is noted to have some interesting markings and colors. I'd like to see what she looks like. Battle Winner, obviously, for reasons. I think she'd be super cool. She'd have all that frosty look to her, eyes and tongue, and I'd love to see what that looks like. And maybe even a picture of her in the cauldron of lava would be neat. Something like that. The other one I'd like to see is Deathbringer, just because I'm interested to know. Well, everyone describes him as fairly handsome, and I'm just curious, like, I don't know, like, I just want to compare him next to Starflight, because, like, I'm just curious what he looks like. Not color-wise, but, like, shapes-wise. And the last one would be Stone Mover. I think having a picture in his little cave, what he looks like, because I read the series again, the book series, and I got to Stone Mover's part, and I'm like, that is just such a weird description of him, and I really, really want to know what he's supposed to look like. You know, they describe him as, like, fossilized, or almost, like, half statue, and I'm just interested to see what that would look like. But anyway, Sandwings. And there actually are 2 Sandwings. Kibble, for one. And then, I think it's General Sandstorm is supposed to be on the Dragon Slayer cover. So we have those. I would have preferred someone else for Dragon Slayer, like Sky, but, you know, hey, we have Sandstorm. For one, I'd love to see Vulture, what he's supposed to look like in his Talons of Power. I'd like to see them. Thorn, I think, would be cool. And Jerboa. Jerboa is noted to have, like, this interesting kind of triangle pattern, and I find that really hard to draw. And I see people do lots of different things for it, and I'm just interested what it's supposed to look like when she says triangle pattern. Like, is it all in one spot? Is it scattered? Is it hollow triangles? Is it full triangles? Is it just a shape kind of like a triangle? Or are they really sharp triangles? I'm just curious. 6 claws. I want to know where his extra claw is on his hand. I'm curious of how his talons look. I'd like to know. It's a shame that the winglets didn't have pictures of each dragon on it. That would have satisfied my need in some ways for this. Burn, Blister, and Blaze, I'd love to have, like, them all together, so you could kind of compare them. I think that would be cool, like, on a piece. And Oasis. I'd love to know what she looked like in any kind of picture. Icewings. We have 2 now, because the cover for the Dangerous Gift just came out. That's Snowfall. We have Winter. And then we have, supposedly we'll have links on the back cover, I think what someone told me will be on the back of the Dangerous Gift. So links would have been probably top on this list if it wasn't for that news. So yeah, I won't have links on here. But I'd love to see Chameleon's form Cirrus for sure. He's noted to have, like, purple in his Icewing form, so that's kind of cool, because I don't think any other Icewing's noted that way. And Arctic. I want to see Arctic, what he looked like at in the Night Kingdom, because I am interested. And Snowflake, I think, would be another interesting character after she got hurt, if she survived, because I also have ideas about that. I honestly wonder if she didn't survive. But if she did survive, I'd love to know what she looked like afterward. Most of the time with the Icewings, I want to know kind of... they're all usually the same, except for, like, Lynx and Cirrus. So it's a little hard to say, like, oh, I really want to know what that character looked like in detail, because usually they're all the same color. So sometimes it's about injuries, or, like, Arctic was noted to look kind of, like, strained and stuff. So I got, like, you know, from being in the wrong environment. So I'd really like to see what they looked like. Skywings. We have Scarlet and Peril, and I am so happy we have some official art of Scarlet. I actually have never drawn her melty face, but I'd love to give it a try sometime, and I'm thankful we have a piece of what it's kind of supposed to look like. I would not include Cliff or Sky on this list, even though I'd love to see what Sky looks like in canon. like official canon. Because I've also seen him drawn a lot of different ways. So I'd love to know, but I think he's probably a high contender for getting a book. So I'm not going to include him on the list. I really would like to see what Ruby looks like. She's always noted to have this long neck. And I want to know, is it like any longer than a normal Skywing neck? You know? I'm just curious, so she's on my list. Plus, I don't think we've ever had a red Skywing, ironically. Like, Peril's a coppery color, and Scarlet is, ironically, orange. Go figure. They named her poorly. Apparently, her parents did. But Ruby would be like a nice bright red Skywing. That would be pretty interesting. And Kestrel. I really would like to see what Kestrel looked like. I have like a image of her in my head, but I'd love to see what she actually is supposed to look like. I think that'd be super interesting. And then Hivewings. We only have one, but we have two different pieces of cricket. Kind of like we have two pieces of turtle, except they're actual nice full bodies of cricket in official art. And Bumblebee, I have a feeling, would probably be a main character one day. I think she's been pretty well set up to be. So even though I'd love to see what Bumblebee looks like, I didn't put her on the list. But Lady Scarab and Lady Jewel are both up on my list. I want to know what they look like. Like, Lady Jewel's got such pretty jewelry and like painted claws and stuff. I think that's cool. And Lady Scarab's got these little red freckle kind of things that sound interesting. Queen Wasp, like, everyone's like, oh, she's terrifying. I'm like, I want to see what she looks like. And the other one, ironically, I'd love to see is Bombardier. He's only mentioned like a little bit, but I think he'd be super, like, he's noted to be pretty much solid black with just red here and there, but he just sounds so eerily cool looking. I actually want to know what he looks like. I'm just interested in what he looks like. Silkwings. Silkwings, I want to see every Silkwing. Because all the Silkwings are such unique colors. You know, kind of like how the Rainwings shift color all the time, but these guys stay those colors, so it's so cool. I want to almost know what everyone looks like, but we only have one right now, and that's Blue. And Blue's gorgeous. I just want to see him. As an honorary Silkwing, even though I know he's a Beetlewing, I would love to see what Sunstreak looks like. I really want to see what Swordtail and Io look like. Honestly, I particularly want to see what Io looks like, but also really, like, Swordtail and Io are just described beautifully, and people do such beautiful art of them. I'm really curious what they look like. I've done my own pieces of them, but I'm just interested to know in canon what they look like. Because, like, Swordtail's got, like, the dark blue, and then he's got these, like, triangle patterns and white. Once again, the triangle thing just throws me. I'm like, what is that supposed to look like? And then he's got, like, these sunset, quote-unquote, splotches, and Io's got, like, aquamarine and indigo, and I really am curious what they look like. Like, their parents must have been really pretty, because they had two really pretty kids. And then Luna. Luna might get a book. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't care for her to have a book, but I would like to know what Luna looks like. She sounds kind of like a Luna moth, which is what I based my representation of her off of, but her wings have a lot of color descriptions. Like, I want to know what she looks like. And Cinnabar, and I think it's pronounced Tau. I'd like to know what they look like too. Especially, I think it's Cinnabar is noted to look almost Hivewing-esque in color. In that she's got darker tones to her, but not black, just darker. And I'd really be interested to know what she looks like. Leafwings. I won't include Willow, because I could see Willow getting her own book, unfortunately. We only have Sundew to go off of, and Sundew is beautiful on her cover. I think the Leafwings have potential to be pretty, even though not very much varied. I'd love to see Hawthorne. He doesn't show up for much, but I see a lot of variation in his design. A lot. I need to get around to drawing him sometime. But, and Sequoia. I drew Sequoia pretty early on. I think she'd be interesting to see a real official piece of her, especially because she's got a lot of cool battle scars. I'd love to see what she's supposed to look like. Belladonna has got, like, browns in her. I thought that would be cool to see. That's pretty much it. Most of the other Leafwings are pretty basic colors, so it would be just some of the ones with cool scars, or some dragons that, like some of the ones that have varied designs and things. And then, hybrids. Pretty much every single hybrid I would literally take an art piece on. We only have Sunny and Darkstalker as hybrids that we have art of. As I've studied Darkstalkers in particular in detail, it is actually amazing how there are more pieces to him on that picture that are more hybridized than we realize. Like, he actually has serrated wing talons, if you look closely, and his spikes on his neck are not like your typical Nightwing spikes. They're much sharper and longer. And his horns curl on his head. But I'd love a full body picture of Darkstalker, so he's like the only one I would be like, please give me an honorary, you know, like give him an honorary, even though he was already a main character in one book, just give him a full body, because I want to know what he looks like all the way, all over. So, like, you know, I'd love to see him from nose to tail, what he looks like. But I'd love to see Typhoon. He's got a pretty interesting description. I just recently drew him. Peacemaker might get a book, doubt it, but I'd love to know what he looks like, especially because he's supposedly half Rainwing, which I would imagine would translate to more than just his wings, so I'd love to know what he looks like. I see a lot of varied design for him too. And Whiteout also gets a lot of varied design, but I'd love to see what Whiteout looks like. But anyway, these are just some of my ideas. It probably won't ever happen, but if we, you know, someone was like, we're gonna make, you know, an ultimate guide of dragon art, who do you want to see? This is what I would shove at someone and be like, please draw these dragons, I want to know what they look like. Joyang, please. But, you know, it's probably not likely to happen, but I would patiently wait years of my life just to see it, because it'd be so pretty. And I think it would be so inspirational for doing my own art, and I'm sure for other people as well. Comment in the comments section if there's a dragon on here you would like to see, just theoretically. I'd love to hear about it. And please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!